It is 6 minutes to 6 p.m. right here in Accra, Ghana. And this is Start Today on Star 103.5 FM. Like I said, we are your number one sport for anything elections because we are your election hub. Well, it's time now to take you on the campaign trail. And tonight, for those who desire to represent the 276 constituencies that make a parliament, the clock is ticking. And I guess this evening, she's filed her nomination to contest as an independent candidate for the Adentan constituency. Now, if you're listening to us in my John, Asaleboche, where I used to live, Ogbojo, Lakeside, Adenta Old Town, New Adentan, Adenta Housing Estates, well, I sit with someone desirous of your votes come the December polls. And I guess this evening, Hagar, Asiedu, she's already taken her seat in the studios. And remember, we also live on Facebook. So do join us on facebook.com/star103.5 FM. And you can also send your questions to our WhatsApp number 0552 880 0552 880 This is your campaign trail. Hagar, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm blessed. And yourself?
I'm very, very, very well. If you just get closer to the microphone for me so that you can be more audible. So the people of Adenta are listening to us this evening. But my first question to you, what pushed you to want to contest, not on the ticket of any political party, but as an independent candidate for Adenta?
Fantastic question. Okay, first of all, good evening to your viewers and your listeners. Okay, the reason why I contested as independent, we all know the monocracy and parliamentary primaries. Yes, and looking at that, my strength is not up to there, so I decided to contest as independent.
You mean the monetization of politics? Is that what you're talking about largely?
Yeah.
Right. That's very interesting.
And at times too, it will be very difficult for the two major political parties to give you the chance if you don't have the resources. So that's why I decided to go as independent.
I see. But you have started campaigning already.
Sure.
And what has been your source of funding so far?
I can't disclose it here.
You can't disclose your source of funding?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. But you are on record to have said that a lot of men have tried to get into your panties.
Oh.
Is that true?
Yeah, I opened my eyes wide.
Well, it won't be a surprise, but I'd rather she answers that.
Oh, okay. I think they misquoted me.
You were misquoted?
Yes, it was a conversation.
Okay.
Yes, and the conversation was about women in politics and our challenges and all that. Yeah, and the per what is going on, it's really blocking a lot of chance for women to partake in politics. That's what brought the whole conversation.
But when you say per what is going on, what exactly is going on?
Oh man, it's an open secret. Everybody knows.
Tell me about it.
Really. Can we move to
I
the
mean,
next
how
question?
challenging has it been for you as an individual? Because you mentioned the fact that monocracy is one of the reasons why you decided to run as an independent candidate. And I'm sure that even running as an independent candidate, there would be challenges you've encountered.
Oh, sure, there's challenges because politics is money. Yeah, we all know that our two major political parties, they've involved a lot of money into politics. So now if you don't have the resources, it will be very difficult for you to be even known in your constituency. Because wherever that you go, people have that perception that so far as you are contesting as a member of parliament, like there should be some amount of cash on you. So a lot of the voters demand money each and every day whenever that I go out for campaign. So it's a bit challenging, yeah.
And how long have you nurtured this dream of being an MP for Adenta?
Okay. It started 2016. Yeah, by that time I was in the media, so my focus was there. And looking at the monocracy, as I said earlier on, I wanted to prepare myself enough before I enter into the political space. But this time around, per the survey and everything, I realized that this is the time, this is the opportunity for me to.
You did a
step
survey?
in. Yeah, sure.
Really? And what did the survey tell you?
Okay, last 4 years, I was working with one online radio station,
Okay.
and that online radio station belonged to an MPP man. So I had the opportunity to work with the MPP in my constituency. So I got to know more about Adenta constituency and a whole lot, and how politics are being done over there. Yeah, so that is what gingers me to contest for this election.
What we want to understand is the findings of your survey. What did you find out?
That convinced you that this is the time. The people of Adenta need Hagar, and
Absolutely.
not any of the candidates on the ticket of the elephant or the umbrella, or any other political party.
Okay, one thing I realized is that Adenta is almost one term. And from 2004, it has always been men. So this time, when I set in as a female, the embracement coming from the people was positive.
But you are not the only female candidate in that area.
Yeah, sure. But looking at the era in which we find ourselves,
Okay.
Ghanaians are complaining in general. They are complaining about both NPP and NDC. They are tired. So I just grabbed the opportunity and I decided to contest as independent candidate.
Okay. You have your first degree in accounting or financing or something of that sort.
No, I'm still in school.
You are still in school.
Yeah.
You don't have your first degree just
I
yet.
have it in communication.
In communications. Right. What I want to understand is what pushed you to go into politics? Why didn't you just stay in the media?
Like us.
Like us.
Why did you leave us in the media?
Okay, when I was doing the media, I realized a whole lot of things. I used to have a program which is called Asiedu. It was a program designed by myself. I was moving from one chair to the other. And the whole idea of the program was to educate the young girls and the youth in general, choosing a life partner. You cannot just step into a relationship or a marriage just like that, because looking at how marriages and relationship are in Ghana is some way. So, and per the experience, yeah. So that was the program that I was doing earlier on.
That's Ifeatu saying.
Yes.
Okay.
So I realized that there is a lot of challenges going on. And when it comes to governance, social issue is also part of governance. So why don't I step into that angle and try and help, especially the young ones coming, the ladies. So that is basically what motivates me to enter into politics, because I realized that when using the media was a big challenge for me. Yeah.
To educate young girls.
Yeah, sure. And
Wow.
also to raise the fund to help them was a big challenge for me.
Okay, but you believe that once you're in politics, you'll be able to get the needed funds to help them the way you want to. Okay. Now, there are rumors that you are just in this race to cause an upset
Oh, really?
in the camp of the NPP, because people believe that Yabuabi Asamoah is the one sponsoring you. How true is that?
Oh, that's not true.
It's not true.
Not at all.
So there's no affiliation whatsoever between you and then the former director of communications for the NPP,
Not at
who is now with the
all.
Butterfly Movement.
Really? Oh, this seems surprise to me.
You've never heard this?
You've never heard of that?
Not at all.
Interesting.
Wow.
So tell me about Adenta. I mean, you said that per the survey, you realized that Adenta is a place where it basically does not retain its parliamentary candidate.
Sure.
So it's been one term for any of them, of the candidates that have shown face, including Abobian Samoa, who himself was a member of parliament for the area some time ago. So as it stands now, what new thing are you bringing to the fore in terms of looking at how Adenta is, what has been done over the years? What is Hagar bringing to the game?
In terms of my policies.
Yes.
Okay, looking at Adenta, we have two major issues, which I talk about wherever that I go: the water and our roads.
Yeah, I hear the politicians are the ones who have choked your water because all the promises are in the pipeline, so the water in Adenta never flows. Right. So tell me about those two things and how you intend to deal with them.
This morning, I saw some of the kids. They have to travel a distance to fetch water before they can go to school. I wanted to take a video of them, but I realized they are kids and bringing them on social media will be, so and this water issue have been long overdue. And all the past parliamentarians has done nothing about it.
But is that really their mandate?
Yeah. Because maybe, are you talking about the people or?
No, I'm talking about the politicians. You say the water issue has been lingering for a while.
Road issue.
And the parliamentarians have not done anything about it. I'm asking, is that really their mandate?
It's not their mandate, but they are parliamentarians in that particular constituency. I know that our core mandate is to make laws, but so far as we have a constituency to take care of, there are certain issues we need to. If that is not their mandate, then why do they always use toilets, schools, roads to campaign?
Because don't you think that has always been the misconception? Because they mount podiums and say that I'm going to build roads for you, put up schools, promise to put up infrastructure, when really that is not their mandate. And later when you go and demand for accountability, they say, but that is not even my mandate. Is that not what you're doing?
I'm not doing that because of, these policies are not because I want to go to parliament.
Okay.
But I realized that it's a challenge that my constituency is having. And I want to be of help, not necessarily going to parliament before.
So that means that even if the people of Adenta decide not to vote for you will still tackle road and then water issues.
For the roads,
it's a larger problem.
Yes. Okay. And but for the water, it's something that really touches me because every morning, at first they used to come to my house to fetch the water, but I've been buying water all the time, so the sacrifice is too much on me. So why don't we do a community borehole? I'm just thinking about the young ones. They have to travel long before they get water to go to school. And it's a bit challenging, So I'm not doing that, or it's not a promise that I'm giving to the people. They should capitalize on it to vote for me. No.
Okay.
So why do you want to be MP then?
As them
to make laws.
MPs make laws.
Right.
But per my understanding, if MP make laws, then we shouldn't be voted for. But so far as we are voted for, and people are there to vote for us. So what about those who wake up at dawn to go and vote for us? What are we doing to help them? That is where I'm coming from. After being voted as MP, making laws, you have a whole constituency. What are you going to do for the people who wake up at dawn to vote for you? That is my problem.
But you still don't answer my question. Why you, Hagar Asiedu, why do you want to be MP for Adenta?
And that is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
After making the laws, I have a people to take care of. So the people in my constituency, what I want to do for them, that is what I mentioned. Water, not necessarily every politician is making promise that I'm just showing concern. I care about my people. And I've also, as I said earlier on, I've realized gradually we are losing our young girls. Because I normally...
You are losing them to what?
We are in social media. Look at what the young girls are doing.
Okay.
They are doing a whole lot. And their perception, every young girl growing up have this perception that she has to get bus for men to take care of. And it's wrong. We have to mentor them, tape them into the pipeline to understand that as women, we have to be independent. So these are the things that I want to, especially for the young girls. And looking at Adenta, I've realized that Adenta is a Muslim community. And there is a lot of football clubs over there. So in the next 2 weeks, we have a program that we will launch very soon.
Okay.
And I have spoken to some people who are willing to help the footballers. So we will organize inter-community games for them, pick the good ones and help them to travel abroad, at least to go and do something and bring it back to their people.
And doesn't this also mean that you're going to look at something that is very capital intensive? Are you not going to put pressure on yourself? Because now people will say, Charlie Hagar said that she's going to put this in place. Those of us who are good, we will be able to travel abroad and go and play soccer and all of that.
Yeah, there are some people who are ready to sponsor.
Okay.
Yeah, there are people there. I'm not going to use my own money to do it. There are people there who are ready to sponsor. Yes.
Okay. So we are still speaking to Hagar Asiedu. She is independent candidate for the Adenta constituency. In the 2024 general elections, she is courting the votes of the people in Adenta to push her to parliament to represent their interest. And she's talked about women empowerment as one of the things that she wants to do. She wants to target young girls and change the narrative about what it will take for you to be successful as a young woman living in Adenta, despite the fact that you don't have water. Your roads are terrible. And the traffic situation, the gridlock to Adenta. That's why some of us, we don't want to even go to Adenta. I ran away from Ashaleboche because of water issues.
Yeah.
I used to live in Ashaleboche, and the challenge was really dire. But let's talk about currently the constituency itself. The member of parliament is an NDC MP.
Sure.
There's competition in Adenta. A lot of people say that Adenta is one of the constituencies that you cannot lose sight of in this election. How is Hagar going to make a difference? Because you don't have a backing of a political party.
Sure.
They do have political parties behind them. How are you going to pull through for me?
To my message.
In fact, let me just run you through election results from 2004 to 2016. So in 2004, the NPP got 49.2%. The NDC had 49.6%. Fast forward to 2016, NPP had 51.4% with NDC 47.7%. Now, we have 55.89% in 2020 for the NDC and 43.40% for the NPP. How are you going to break this?
Through my message.
What's your message?
I've mentioned few. And one thing too, I've realized that after voting, Ghanaians are not part of governance. And I just want to be there for them to know whatever that is going on in politics. And one thing I've also realized in Adenta, not Adenta, Ghana in general, is about our DCEs and MCEs.
Okay.
We are in election time, and when you come to my constituency, both MPP and NDC, they are just rushing to do something for the people. And what they are doing is the work of the DCs and the MCs, and they are not doing it. Because the MCE right now is an MPP man, and the sitting MP is an NDC man. How are they going to work together?
So you believe that is also presenting a problem in terms of development in the constituencies?
Not Adenta, in Ghana.
Right. At the constituency level, the local governance level.
Yes, and they are not doing anything. So we are going to force the DC and MCs to work, to do their work. Because per what is going on, looking at MPs, we don't have to do those things that we are doing for our people before they vote for us. These are the works of the MCs, but the ordinary Ghanaians don't know all this. Some of them. So I'm just there to let them know that this is what is going on. The DCs are there to develop our various constituencies because they've been taking money from the shops, property rate and all that. What are they using that money for? So they have to be accountable for it. And I will make sure that they do that.
Hagar would make sure that accountability is something that comes to the fore in Adenta.
But before the accountability, I want to understand, what your proposal will be. Is it that DC should be voted for instead of being appointed?
Sure.
That's your proposal?
Yeah. And if I learned this was in Parliament when President Akufo-Addo came to power, but I don't know what happened. There was a rumors like that. If the proposal are being placed in front of Parliament and they don't do anything about it, I have a different option that we are going to force the DCs and the MCs to work.
Okay. If you're voted for, would that mean that you would maybe sponsor a private member's bill to change the rules of the DCs or how they are appointed?
I can't disclose it here.
You can't disclose it here?
Yeah, sure.
You're very tight-lipped.
Yeah. No. There are certain things you don't have to disclose it. We all know how politicians, they will come after you. So
But are you ready?
Ready for?
If they come after you, I think that you should be expecting that.
Yeah, but I have to also be careful.
Absolutely.
Well, this is Campaign Trail on Star 103.5 FM. Our guest tonight is Hagar Asiedu. She is an independent candidate for the Adentan constituency, seeking the mandate of the people in Adenta in the 2024 general election. So, Hagar, you've monitored the political space. I mean,
Sure.
in terms of how development has thrived in Adenta all these years. Now, would you say the politicians have paid their due? Have they been, if you look at the level of development in Adenta compared to the length of our democracy so far, where would you place Adenta?
0.00.
Like zero development in Adenta?
Yeah.
How? The politicians have done their bit, haven't they?
Where? You are there. You've been there before.
Right.
And you know what is going on.
Mm.
Especially our roads. Hey, it's so pathetic.
Adenta housing down. All those
Housing
places.
down.
Hagar, 0.00.
Yeah.
The politicians in Adenta will not be happy with you today.
Oh, who
Because
cares?
they've done their bit, and you say, what? All of that amounts to
Where?
nothing?
I can't see it.
You can't see development in Adenta. So what then do we do with Adenta assistance now?
They have to change. They have to change because we've been giving the mantle to MPP and NDC from 2004, and there is no change. So they have to change their way of voting. That's all.
And you believe that people are now craving for an independent candidate?
Sure.
How well have you interacted with the people in Adenta, and what has been the reception towards the message that you've been churning out to them?
Very positive. At times, I'll go out for campaign and people will try to ask for money, and the same people around will be, oh, don't take her money. She's looking at her. She's ready to work for us. So don't take any money from her. Else, when she get there, this is what we've been doing, taking money from politicians, and after they resume office, they don't do anything for us. So this time, they've decided not to take money.
The electorates in Adenta,
Yeah.
they say this.
Yeah,
That they don't take money.
any time that I go out for campaign, for
Hagar,
me,
I should follow you one of these days.
Maybe they are taking
Because
from my opponent.
I don't know
But
the
for
kind of
me,
electorates will be in Adenta now and say don't take money.
maybe they are taking from my opponent.
Right.
But for me, they are not taking anything from me. That's the response I get anytime that I go out.
And they assure you that they will vote for you.
Yeah, that's what they are
And
saying.
you are confident in what they are telling you, that it is actually a true reflection of their position on the issues on
taking
the
money
ground.
from politicians. That is the mess we've caused ourselves all these years. 32 years of independence. We've been taking money from politicians, and right after election, we don't see them again. So there should be change, and they are willing to bring that change. Yeah.
Okay. Well, people of Adenta, I would have to come and have a conversation with you on this particular matter. Why you say you are not going to take money again?
Why should they take money before they vote?
Yeah, I have not heard them say they would not take money.
Yeah,
and that's why.
the message
Because
I get anytime
there's been
I
a
go.
political message. And in fact, John Dramani Mahama has said that if the politicians come, in fact, if the MPP comes to you with money, take it.
Oh, for that is
But
what I
vote for
said. They
them.
are
But vote
taking
for the
money.
NDC.
Yeah, they are taking money from my opponent, but for me, they are not taking money from me.
So is it the case that the MPP candidates and the NDC candidates in Adenta, they are giving monies out?
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen that?
Oh, sure.
How much?
They know. They know that.
But we don't know. Would like to know.
They know.
They know.
Right.
They are sharing money left and right. Yeah.
Wow. And your supporters have also taken some monies from them?
Yeah. I've advised them to take the money and chop.
You have
And
also
votes
advised
for
them.
you.
Yeah, it's our money.
How is
Then
it?
that's not
Yeah,
cake.
Yes, and
Right.
it's our money, so they should just take it and.
Anyways, keep your questions coming.
I mean,
Keep your questions coming for
great.
Hagar.
You said when it comes to developments, you peg Adenta at 0.00.
0.00. Like,
Great.
like
I'm just
Shay-
seeing a message here that says that there's an ongoing construction to dualize the Adenta Dodowa Road. Is that not an improvement?
Oh. It's just a camouflage.
Someone is asking if you really stay in Adenta.
Yeah.
And if you do, where do you stay in Adenta? Because there is development there, so you cannot
all
be
these
saying that.
people are MPP and NDC, so they will definitely come and defend their political party.
Okay, so I mean, talking about even
Ghanaians, we are not being fair to ourselves, so
right.
yeah, because we cannot sit and look at these politicians who just fool us around. Look at the Galamsey issue. They are playing politics around it. So it's about time we, the youth, we have to arise and stop defending these people because they have nothing better to offer us. So
what do you think about how the Democracy Hub protesters are being handled currently? They are arrested for demonstrating, and charges have been proffered against them. You say we should arise. They have arisen. And now some of them are in police custody.
After arising.
No, in a lawful way. You can't just arise and do anyhow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you believe the protesters were not lawful?
We all saw the videos. What they did was not right.
What they did was not right.
Yeah, sure. That's the truth.
Okay.
Hagar, who are you voting for in the presidential race?
No. I'm not voting for anyone.
So you pick the ballot from 1 to 13. You won't vote for anybody.
If any presidential candidate come on board to work with me, sure, I'll vote for that particular person. But for now,
there are 13 options, including independent candidates.
Yeah, and independent
Nana Kwame Bediako is an
Uh-huh.
independent candidate.
Alan
Chemanting, the guy who came here, Kofi Cranting,
yeah.
they're all independent.
Why should I vote for them?
But you need to vote for
You need to vote
it's
for
your
a presidential
responsibility, your
candidate.
civic responsibility to vote for a
really?
presidential candidate.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll do that.
So between 1 and 13, from 1 to 13.
No, I can't disclose it here.
But I mean, I believe you've heard their messages. Let's talk about the two major political parties, for instance. So the NPP, for instance, is preaching about digitization, while the
Put
NDC...
them aside.
You should put the NPP aside.
The two of them, they have nothing better to offer.
Nana Kwame Bediako is also preaching the 12 pillars of development.
Okay, what I
Alan
would say is
Kwejo-Chematin
we should
says
also
GTP.
give the smaller parties also a chance to rule Ghana.
Are they ready?
They should form one alliance.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I believe. Before they can, for MPP and NDC, it will be very difficult. They should form one alliance. That will help. Yeah. So Alan, Cheddar, Dr. Yariga, Kofi Cranting, all of them, they should just form one alliance.
They should form the third force.
Yeah.
So if you were to join forces with any of the independent presidential candidates, who would that be? Since you're talking about the smaller parties forming an alliance.
Okay. I would choose three. Either Alan, Dr. Ayariga, or Nana Kwame Bediako.
Why Alan?
Oh.
Is the owl for me?
Oh. He has good policies and good intentions for the people of Ghana, yeah. And he has been truthful.
Alan has been truthful.
Yeah, sure.
In which aspects? Because for some people, he's just an extension of the MPP.
I can't speak for him.
But
But you just said he's been truthful. You literally
Yeah,
spoke for
but
him.
I don't want to go into details.
That's under.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Anyways.
is it because Boabe Asamoah is your friend?
My friend. How can Boabe Asamoah be my friend?
He's not your
he
friend.
lives in your constituency.
He's not my
He's
friend.
your former MP.
Yeah, he's my former MP. Yeah,
Right,
but
right.
friendship, yeah, I see him as a father figure.
Okay.
Yeah, so he can't be my friend.
Okay. Well, this is Campaign Trail right here on Star Today on Star 103.5 FM. Hagar, your constituents are listening to you this evening. What would be your message to them? Hagar seems to like laughing a lot. Yeah,
It's a really good attitude. I like it. She's very optimistic, and I
Right.
see that from her because from somebody who believes that monetization has been a problem, but she still wants to go into it. And you know, she says that lots of men have dominated their Denton constituency, and she and Akosia Menu, you know, being the only females in the race so far, that makes her happy. I believe that explains the laughter.
Hey, you've explained something that the person is here.
Oh,
100%.
Yeah.
Right. So the constituents are listening to you. Aside the bubbly, optimistic Hagar, why should they vote for you in December 7?
Okay. I'm ready to give accountability to the people. I'm ready to serve the people, yes. And I'm ready to do the right thing, yes.
What is the right thing?
They are not doing the right thing. They are just
What is it?
misusing
They
our
are not.
money.
Who are they?
MPP and NDC, they are just misusing our state resources.
And what would you do differently with the state resources?
I will invest into the people, human development. We need to develop the people in the constituency. We cannot just be sharing money to them all the time. And after 4 years, after election, we don't see them again. Is that what they want?
Okay, so
someone who invests their money into something, into them. There are a lot of girls, a lot of young girls willing to do something. So you can't just move around and be sharing money for them to vote for you. So I'm telling Adenta people that they shouldn't be moved by the money that they are sharing. They should focus on someone who has better things to offer them, someone who is ready to fight for the youth, someone who is ready to sacrifice for them, because these two candidates, they are coming from MPP and NDC, and they are tied and bound by their party policies and all that. I'm just a free independent person, and I'm not controlled by anybody. So I'm just
you're
there
not
to
even controlled by the butterfly movement.
No. I'm just there to serve the people.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hagar, why are you forcing me? You just want to fix me into something that I have no idea.
No, you said Babia Samoa is a father figure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah. He remains a father figure, not a friend.
Why are you not tagging Babia Samoa to Akosia Menu, and why?
It's you we have in the studio, not
yes,
Akosia.
not Akosia Menu.
And you've never heard that rumors, and you are tagging it with me.
Hey, there's a rumor with Akosia.
Oh,
and
it's
Babin.
okay.
Oh, hey, tell me about that rumor.
It's okay.
I mean, we are wrapping up shortly, but I have a question for you.
Okay.
As a former host of A Theatre Sing, what relationship advice will you give the two of us?
As in,
You said you used to advise women about relationships.
And she used to go to churches
Yes,
too.
to advise young girls.
see me in chamber.
And she's singing in chambers. Okay.
In the studio, had to saying. Oh man, well, I nearly said Akosia because he mentioned Akosia. But Hagar, thank you so much for coming, and we wish you all the best in the elections. We'll definitely be in Adenta.
To monitor happenings.
It's one of the constituencies we are interested in, so we'll definitely be in there to get to know how things pan out. But you can also invite us to see how your campaign is going.
Especially for the launch of your upcoming projects.
Yeah.
We would gladly cover that.
Yes, and the ones who are saying they won't take your money,
We want to interview them as well.
We'll speak to them and find out why they won't take Hagar's money, but they'll take other people's money. But Hagar, thank you so much.
Money. You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, so that's it for Campaign Trail, and that's how we draw the curtains on Star today here on Star 103.5 FM. There's more news for you when you do log on to our news website, starfm.com.gh. I am Joshua Kucho Menton. I've been here this evening with
To 2 hour done. So have a good evening. We are back tomorrow.